If you believe in God truly, there's a way you live your life that will make anybody that meets you know that you believe in God. It's not about the religion you profess. If you truly believe in God, there's a description of God that everybody accepts, and it's simple. He's all powerful. He's all knowing, right? All powerful, all knowing God. If you believe that, there's a way you will live your life that will prove that you believe it, and you will not need to say it to people. You will not need to profess to anyone that you have faith in God, just by the way you act. And when I have conversations with people, I always easily determine whether or not people truly believe in God based on the way I see them speak and act about themselves and what they want to do in life. So I had a conversation yesterday with a lady, and it was just like so many conversations I've had with other people. The consistency with which I've discovered this about human beings, especially in the Nigerian social space, baffles me. But I try my best to see whether I can challenge them, and when I do, most of them withdraw, choose not to engage me further, and it's clear that they don't want to live their lives in the way I've challenged them to, because they are not really ready to act with that kind of level of conviction. So what am I talking about? Look, people talk all the time about things that are wrong in Nigeria. For example, the elections are around the corner. People are misbehaving all over the place. And then we heard, for instance, that there was this gentleman who got burnt in his car with, I think, 5 other people or his family, and it was done in broad daylight and nobody's speaking. Some people must have seen something, but nobody's talking. And I asked the lady that was telling me the story, I said, good, this happened. Why do you think those people are not? He said, oh, they are afraid. And I said, go on. Hold on. They are afraid of what? He said, oh, what some people might do to them. I said, good, that's true. Some people might attack them, blah, 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 blah. I said, but forget about periods when we have incidents that will lead to physical attack and all that, reprisals. What about just speaking truth? When you know somebody has done wrong, told a lie against another person, and you are aware of what the lie is, you are aware of the truth of the situation, and you still don't speak. You say, people are afraid. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose position. And I've seen this happen, not just in Nigeria, in other parts of the world. They see wrongdoing because they want to preserve what they have. They believe if they speak out, they're going to lose position, they're going to lose favor. Somebody might attack them. Fear rules this society. In fact, fear rules the world today. In America, in the developed world, some people are afraid of getting cancelled. So there's fear everywhere. So I asked the question, you say you believe in God? You said yes. That's okay. You say God is all powerful? You say yes. One with God is a majority. Is that also say yes? You said no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper because you are with God. You said yes. And I said, listen to all these things you said yes to. At the same time, you are telling me you are afraid. Make up your mind. How can you believe in an all-powerful God, an all-knowing God, and then you are still afraid? Afraid of what? Because you said God is all-powerful. This is the God, supposedly, that created all the human beings on the planet. In other words, this God can literally destroy every human being that may come against you. So if that God is with you, what are you afraid of? She burst out laughing and said, well, and she couldn't look me in the eye. And that's where the problem is. I'll give you another example. You see, you say you believe in God, and yet you want to pray, because this God you believe in is a God that we cannot even touch or see. So it's bigger. We cannot even know him enough, right? And yet you want to pray. Then you come out probably into the veranda of your house at 4 a.m. in the morning, and you are screaming at the top of your lungs, all right, in prayer to this God. Some people call him Sky Daddy, those people that are not believers. I'm not a believer, by the way. I'm not a religious person, but I'm just trying to describe something that I believe everybody can relate to. So you come out, and I actually have, there's a particular residential estate I'm in right now, and there's somebody that has been doing that for several weeks on end now, approaching the elections. This lady will come out sometimes like 5 a.m. and begin to pray in some kind of strange language. I understand it's supposed to mean she's speaking in tongues, whatever that means, and she'll go on and on and on for a minimum of 30 minutes. This is at 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the mornings on the veranda of her house. So I asked the question, once of somebody that's also a fellow believer, not known to the woman. I said, you say God knows your innermost thoughts. He said yes. I said, okay, hold it there. If God is all powerful, God is all knowing, and therefore knows your innermost thought before you say them. He said yes. I said, how is it then necessary for you to pray by opening your mouth in a way that other people around you can hear you? If God can hear your thoughts, why not just make your prayer silently? God, Father, as I go out today, bless the work of my hands. If you said that internally to yourself, will God not hear you? He said yes. I said, so why is it that people need to feel a need to come and shout in the open? Does that make any sense? He said, is the spirit that is there? I said, no. You said your God is not the author of confusion. He said yes. I said, good. If not an author of confusion, and he knows that you can communicate with him by speaking internally to yourself through your thoughts, why would his spirit push you to go and start shouting in the world? Because we know your own faith cannot deliver others. Is that not what they say? So the point is, it doesn't matter how much you shout. It doesn't mean that your next door neighbor is going to be converted. And there are people who minister to others through their behavior silently, without saying a word to them, and convert them, okay, and convict them in their spirits, to the point that those people decide to ask, well, what do you practice? Because they are so impressed with the behavior of the person by their character. So let's go that route. The point is, these people choose to make this noise because they actually want to show to the world and get the world to believe that they are pious, that they are close to God, that they know how to pray to God. But the truth of the matter is that another person could be praying silently in one corner of their room, and they will be communicating more effectively with God than the one who is making noise and making a nuisance of him or herself in society. So the point I am trying to make here is this: people profess faith in the Creator all the time, but I have found that all it takes to look at the way they live their lives to know whether they truly believe. It's simple, and I'll say it again. If you truly believe in God, it will show in your actions. It's very simple. Somebody says bring a bribe, you need a contract, and you're supposed to give a bribe, and you feel, man, this is the best opportunity I've ever had in the last 1 year. If I let this go, there may not be anything for me. And you give the bribe, but you believe in God. You believe God can do all things. Nothing is too small for God to do. No weapon fashioned against you to prosper. Why is it then you're not willing to believe that anybody that wants to prevent you from getting what God has already said will be yours? Why do not then believe that person cannot succeed? Why are you afraid to speak out against a wrongdoer who you see has done something that's hurting a fellow human being? Why are you afraid to speak out? Because you don't want to lose your position. What makes you convinced that if you speak out, God that you believe in will not protect you and prevent that person from succeeding in taking that job away from you? Why are you afraid that armed robbers will attack you if you go out, when you know you have no choice and you know that you pray to God in the morning? Why are you not able to come out with faith? Think about it. You have stories in the Bible that speak about how people demonstrated their faith in the Creator. They didn't do it half and half. And you see, like I said, I'm not a believer, but I'm challenging those who say they are believers. If you are truly a believer and you believe the story about the disciple that walked on water trying to eliminate Jesus Christ because he chose to act with faith, why is that you're not willing to take that level of faith? Remember, the boat was right in the middle of the sea. If he had done that and the person he believed in was not worth believing in, then he would have died. But according to the Bible, he stepped foot on water and he was able to walk for a period until he started doubting and then began to sink. Isn't that very illustrative of what you're supposed to do? Do not doubt. Have faith. Believe without wavering, and you will get what you want from the Creator. I am not a believer. I stopped believing as a Christian in 1989. But I tell you, I have gone on a journey of spiritual development, and I found out that the Creator, what he wants from us is very pure, unadulterated faith. That's all he asks of you. You demonstrate it in a practical way. It's not by talking. You do it. You live it. And if you have faith, it will show in the way you live your life. You cannot believe in God and be afraid that a human being can hurt you. It makes no sense, ladies and gentlemen. This is my message to you. As you go into the elections, please keep this in mind. I wish you well.